All right, today we're going to be talking about blockchain, and Shenell and our very own Marcus is going to present blockchain and NFTs to us and give us an understanding of it, because I have no idea. I have no idea. I heard about NFTs and stuff, and some people say they don't like them or whatever that it's all about, but we're going to get a bird's eye view of it today. And you might make you guys want to have your parents help you invest one day, because we always have class on about investing and things like that nature. So here's Shenell, and she's going to tell you all about it. How you doing, Shenell?
Hello, Shenell Glover. My background is in management consulting, but for the last few years, I've been like a blockchain and artificial intelligence enthusiast, and I also work for a tech firm. I just stepped down from a position in Silicon Valley, so I was able to see up close and personal what they do with AI, artificial intelligence, but I also work with blockchain companies. So I'm going to provide you with an overview of what blockchain is and different types of ways in which it's used. I'm going to share the screen and let me know, please, when you see it.
There it is.
Okay. We will start. Okay, the session will highlight what blockchain is and how it is being used. Please feel free to put questions in the chat or stop me, Adrian, if someone has questions. So blockchain, it was derived from Web 3.0, which is a technology that we use with Snapchat, Instagram, pretty much all the modern technologies. They all originated from Web 3.0. Blockchain came about, it was a research paper with some developers in 1991. So the research was not new around it, but the first blockchain was created in 2009. It was a public ledger that was put out as Bitcoin, which is very popular, that we all know about. The purpose of blockchain, it's a transaction, and it pretty much guarantees that the transaction is accurate and that it's protected, it's secure. It's a block of information that is connected from one block to the other, and the information just continues on a chain. So that's where you get the word blockchain from. So in this session, we'll cover the types of blockchain, what it's used for, and then also NFTs and Metaverse and some other new emerging technologies is what Marcus will cover on the last slide. So blockchain is information, which is data, and data can be text, numbers, documents, images, and videos, any of those things. So that's what data is. And blockchain is a type of database. The purpose for a database is for you to store things. It's like a storage warehouse. And it's used, it's like where your files go when you're doing your schoolwork, or where organizations organize their files and manage them. But it's just a database where things are stored. So blockchain is a type of database. I'm going to go to the next slide. 1 second. I think I skipped a slide. 1 second. Hit the button too many times. Okay, 4. This is a Canvas slide. 1 second. I don't want to skip topic. Okay, so a blockchain is a distributed database. And the transactions, as I stated before, they're stored on a chain. And as you can see, the visual at the bottom, it shows you how a blockchain is formed. So it's a block of information and then the chains are connected. The blocks are secure. They cannot be edited, deleted. They can only be added to. So you can't delete a block of information. You can only add to a block of information, and you cannot edit it. You can only modify, on your next block. So that's one thing that organizations like about it, is that you can't change the information as you are able to do in a Word document or your files. You can't change the information, so it doesn't change. And there are different types of blockchain. You have public blockchain, which is like Bitcoin, that anyone can access and purchase on. And then you have private, where, government organizations, they use private medical offices. And then you have group types of blockchain, and hybrid is where it's like mixed use. They have blockchain, but then they have another type of technology. I'm going to play this short video, and it's just blockchain in 1 minute, pretty much covering what I just said, but in a little more detail.
Imagine you can make transactions with anyone without carrying any cash or plastic money, and without anyone actually interfering, like third-party applications or banks. Sounds like a nice dream, right? Well, it's not. Blockchain is a revolutionary technology that has changed how transactions work. It intends to provide a safe and secure mode of transactions by using digital cryptocurrencies that cannot be manipulated by anyone with ulterior motives. Blockchain is a set of blocks that record information of transactions, like who made the transactions to whom, the amount of trade in the form of a digital ledger that is distributed across the entire network, making it more secure and impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. Then it is verified and validated by every node in the blockchain network to proceed with the process of making the transactions. It's cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many more that make use of this blockchain network for transactions, as it helps you keep track of them as the market capitalization of the cryptocurrency. Almost every day, new cryptocurrencies are coming in front, and more people are willing to participate in this revolution of the economy. Blockchain is believed to revolutionize the economy and technology of the world in the coming future. And like Fred Esram, co-founder of Coinbase, said, everything will be tokenized and connected by a blockchain one day.
So further explain, there are different types of ways that blockchain is used, mostly for financial transactions, but now they're using them for contracts and inventory and insurance companies to share information. But it's mostly used for, as we know, we see all the different coins. It's mostly used for the fiscal transactions. Here, this distributed ledger technology, this is the type of block technology that Bitcoin is I would say Bitcoin is a form of distributed ledger technology, and it's a digital currency. It's user controlled, so it doesn't have like a single control, as where you have a company where you have one person in control, or a management team, or some developer team. With Bitcoin, it's user controlled, and everyone can see everything that's on, this blockchain is accessible and viewable by everyone. And then you have different types of blockchain, which here you have cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, NFT, smart contracts. Those are just different types of ways blockchain is used. And before I go into the everyday uses of blockchain, does anyone have questions, or are you familiar with any of the types of blockchain that were mentioned so far?
I have a question.
Yes.
I know some form of it, but how is it regulated?
It's not. So that's something that I actually work on, tracking. Is not regulated. and they're starting to have like regulatory bodies within the US government, but it's not regulated. And that's a part of where the risk is. I know I spoke with someone who lost over $10,000 buying some of the coins because, you know, it's not regulated and it was hard for her to track it down once she made the purchase. They closed her account out and she was unable to get her money back. So it's not regulated, but it should be regulated in the near future based on what the US government is working on.
Thank you.
Mhm. So here you have the different uses of blockchain. So you have like your money transfers, your NFT, which Marcus will discuss. The government uses it for payments. They may use it for digital currency, like to disperse possibly in the future. For example, when people get their tax payments back or any type of government payment. For example, when they did the PPP or the different types of payments that come from government, they may go out in the near future as digital currency. And then banking, they use it, healthcare, inventory, so they can track inventory, cybersecurity, and they can store data. That's another way. Audit and compliance is used here because it's unchanged, so it's good for compliance and for auditors to be able to trace everything, every single action that happened. Insurance companies are using it to like scan and have all transactions on one ledger to secure personal information and voting. Also, I can give you some other examples. Healthcare, they use it to share patient records. The food industry, they're using it to track foodborne illnesses, to track down where it came from. Supply inventory, they use it for tracking of parts. For example, like the car dealership, they can track all the parts throughout the country at the different dealerships. Same for factories, for different types of goods, foods and goods. Payment systems, they're using it in government, even retail stores. So maybe in the near future, you will be able to go in the retail store. And I know like out here in Los Angeles, some stores already accept Bitcoin, but it should become more popular in the future. International real estate investing. So people are buying real estate in parts, fractional. And also charities are starting to use it to accept donations. We're going to go to the next slide. 1 second. Marcus is going to discuss NFTs and Metaverse, things he's working on. He's working on a program where they're teaching him to become a blockchain developer through UCLA. So he's going to share some of his experience with you. And he's, oh, by the way, he's my son. So I wanted to tag team this because he has more experience with NFT than I do. Does anyone have questions about the things we've discussed before I let Marcus come in? Okay, so here, 1 second. I'm just going to transfer so Marcus can come in.
Okay, so NFTs are non-fungible tokens. You can buy NFTs with coins like Ethereum, Bitcoin sometimes, and like any type of crypto that she discussed before. Anybody can make an NFT. Anybody can buy an NFT. I would say it's just like the stock market. Don't just go buying one just because you think it looks cool. If you want to, you can, but don't go spend a lot of money on one just because you think it looks cool. Actually do like a little bit of research about them. Another thing about NFTs are they can be minute free on sites like OpenSea. If you know what that is, you can look it up. It's a site where you can pretty much like mint, which means like create or like source them out and buy them and make them via OpenSea. And then you also have places like what's it called? I think I remember, but yeah. So pretty much NFTs are like images. A lot of times they can be 4D images, 2D images, 1D images. They can be anything. The price for 4D images or like 3D images that are renders is a lot higher than like, let's say your normal image of like Scooby-Doo or something. And then you can also buy short videos, like GIFs and stuff, all that. You can buy anything with an NFT. NFT can be pretty much anything. And let me see. Oh, yeah. And also going into the metaverse. So the metaverse is pretty much like just VR and like small universes that people can create, just like regular game coding is. And a little bit about the metaverse. Me and my program that I'm in, we're actually like working on making like NFT games and like going into the metaverse and stuff. So with the metaverse, you can pretty much do anything imaginable. I want to say within 2025, there's going to be like a universe in the metaverse for everything. Like I know somebody's coming out with the casino NFT in February that I looked up. And I know that at that casino NFT, probably in the metaverse, you're going to probably be able to like go and collect these paintings or images and then trade them for other types of ether or Bitcoin. And yeah, that's a little bit about NFTs and the metaverse. And I'll move to the second slide. Do you have any questions, or like, do you want to know? Do you have any feedback?
What's the highest selling NFT right now?
Right now?
For 69 million.
I was going to say, I've seen one personally, like when I went on there, I seen one that was like well over like 2 million. Like pretty much NFTs are like, for right now, they're just a rich person's playground because they just collect like lots of images.
69 million is the.
Yeah, she said she's seen one for 69 million.
Wow.
I personally seen somebody I follow buy one for like 1.2 million. I was like, there's no.
There's no way.
It already rose in price already. Like he showed it, like he bought it for 1.2, and I think it went up to 1.5 within like less than a month. So he already made like profit off the image.
So he sold it right after?
No, he didn't sell it yet. He's still holding on to it. It's still going up. Like it steadily goes up.
Oh, wow.
1.2 and is at 1.5 now. Probably gonna be like 1.7. Then he might sell it.
I think we all to get our heads together and create one, right?
I was gonna say you can create one. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm creating one. I'm actually creating an NFT game.
Oh, wow.
Actual image.
I'd love to see that. I know I heard that after the Super Bowl, Snoop Dogg created one.
Yeah, he said he's gonna turn the label into like an NFT like centralized label. So like they're probably going, you never know, they could do metaverse concerts where they use like actual, like, you know how like they want to do holograms of like artists who have passed?
Yeah.
How to be holograms. They could just host concerts in the metaverse.
Wow. So we're really backing out of reality here, huh?
On the VR headset and be anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And so as far as I'm still trying to grasp NFTs, what do they do with them? Are they part of the metaverse, or are they part of like this virtual reality thing where they use them there, or?
So going into the future, like I want to say less than two or 3 years from now, they're going to be a part of the metaverse, definitely. Like they're going to be things you can collect, just how like, I don't know if you like playing, I don't know if any of you guys play video games, but in certain video games, you can collect like trophies and stuff like that. I wouldn't say game developers are probably going to start introducing like NFT styled or NFT like art into the games and let you collect and sell the art to the game. But yeah, speaking on like, if they're mixed, they are mixed, but for right now, they're like two separate things. But that's why people like me and like my program, we're doing NFT games where we mix the two. But like you can collect and trade your NFTs for like currencies like ether. So like if you buy with ether, you can trade the let's say your NFT, you bought it for like 4 ether or like 0.04 ether, sell it for like 0.08, and just pretty much it's used as a trading tool.
Okay, so that's where my next question was coming. So is it basically, since it's part of the blockchain presentation, so how they trade and buy and purchase them, are they purchasing them with Bitcoins and the Ethereum, the stuff that you were talking about?
Yeah, they're getting purchased with cryptocurrencies. Yeah.
Oh, so it's not used for regular currency that we use now. They don't trade with that, or it's just.
No, it has to be used to because and to add on to that, smart contracts. The smart contracts, like I'm building and designing smart contracts right now. Their code is based into like, let's say it's a peer-to-peer contract. Like two people set what they want in stone. The code that goes into like the image, which means like, so basically, how do I describe it? Once two people agree on something, it's literally set in stone. Like it can never be reversed. Like even though it's not physically signed on paper, it's in the code. So once the code just like gets that like line that says this person gets this much and this person gets this much, is nothing else can happen after that. Like there's no breaking it, there's no going back. That's why there's different types of contracts, because not everybody likes that type. Some people like where it's like it's based off like your symbol or your status, like pretty much your reputation. I forgot the exact name. It was like peer to something, but it goes off who you are. So like, let's say people trust you. They know you won't lie to them. They know you won't steal. You can bargain that as your way of buying an NFT. So let's say you don't have all the money, but you're like, you know me, you know who I am. This is my reputation in this world. I'm putting this on the line just so I can get it now, and I'll keep paying you as it goes. Pretty much like a loan or a lease, but without like credit. It's based purely off like who you are and your reputation.
Good. Thank you, Marcus. That was good information.
I have a question on how you make one and which resources you recommend to use when making one.
To make an NFT, I'd say, well, technically you can pretty much use anything, like any like sort of you can really make an NFT with anything. For the more complicated NFTs, what's the best site? I know you can mint them through OpenSea. So if you go on OpenSea, it usually gives you like links like where you can make them. But to mint them, just type in like OPEN and then the word like SEA. And if you go there, it pretty much gives you like a full rundown on the site of how you make them. And it's also not free. Well, some of them are, but like you do have to pay gas fees, and gas fees are basically like a small tax. Like let's say you were to pull something out like an ATM on the street, you get like a little $3 tax. It's basically like for small taxes.
Hey,
Just for
can you type that in the chat so
Yeah.
if they can go back, they look at the video later on, they can pull that up and see it.
Let me double check to make sure. Yeah, that's right. OpenSea. It should be just OpenSea.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
OpenSea.net. Yeah, it's spelled like that, OpenSea.
I
And
also want to ask where would be best to sell the NFTs?
where's the best place to sell them?
Yeah.
It'd be OpenSea. You can buy and sell to OpenSea. You can buy, sell, and create to OpenSea. It's like the main place to go for NFTs. Like I would say I wouldn't recommend like there's like two other ones you can go to, but one of them got like a small hack recently, and OpenSea is pretty much like the only one like you can go to and just like find anything or upload or create anything or buy anything. So it's the best place to go to right now and the safest.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also, like I was mentioning, NFT games are coming out soon, so just be on the lookout for like there's gonna be certain games where like you can play like it's literally it's gonna be regular games, but you can like trade and collect NFTs, which is a little bit cooler than like let's say you're playing on your PlayStation and you're just collecting like regular trophies that only you can brag about to your friends. At least with these games, like if you have a trophy or you get like to a certain award, you can like trade that reward in for actual like cryptocurrency.
So your game, is it going to be like an interactive game or like online live, or is it something you can just download and play?
That's what we're still deciding on. It's gonna be like it's groups of two of us, so it's only two of us making each game. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be like interactive, but there is games out there that are online. Let me think of one. Like crypto cookies. Oh no, crypto kittens. If you look it up, it's like crypto kitten or crypto kitty. If you go in there, I'm pretty sure that's a game, or like it's a collection that you can check out where he has like a little mini game or something in it. It's pretty cool. But best believe within the next 2 years, you're gonna be able to like go into like games and collect NFTs and earn crypto through video games. So it's gonna be fun. You can make money while, let's say your passion is playing video games. You can make money while playing video games without streaming.
So how do you feel like this is going to impact the workforce as far as people going out and getting jobs, physical jobs?
Oh, I'd say it's gonna be a lot different. First, everybody's gonna want to work from home now
Yeah.
because just because of the pandemic, like nobody really wants to go to work anymore. Especially kids my age. Like most of them said they are fine going for like the first 4 or 5 years of like them working, but after that, they really don't want to go in the office anymore. So everybody's pretty much getting invested in crypto early, and it's like if you get invested now or like within the next year or two, you're probably going to see a return to it's like the point you don't have to really work anymore at all. Like if you work, it's going to be a choice. You won't have to work at all.
Right. I believe you because that's why I think it's a lot of help wanted signs up as we speak, because there is opportunity for all these young people to work at home. You know, I have a daughter that streams video games and makes money that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be some challenges for these corporations in the future.
Yeah, they're gonna have to offer a lot more like benefits.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Giving people 14 like off days throughout the whole year.
Yep. A lot of medical. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of changes.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a lot. Plus, like, it's really so easy to make money now. Like, not even like in like it's just you got to go find it. Where it's like you can literally build websites and just charge people like at least $500 for a website, and it only takes you probably like 2 or 3 months to learn how to build like actual decent websites. And you can just charge people like $1,000 if you're actually good at it, or 5,000. It depends. It honestly depends on how good you are. But I know for like basic landing pages, you can just charge somebody like $500 off Fiverr. And if
And
you
you don't
charge,
even have to go to school to learn this, right?
you don't really. You can go on YouTube. There's a lot of people who give out free boot camps on YouTube. And Code Academy. Like I just bought Code Academy, and also my program that I take, they're teaching. It's called Teens Exploring Technology,
Mhm.
based in Los Angeles. But they're teaching us how to code HTML, JavaScript, and now we're learning blockchain, NFTs, and all that this year for like our advanced sales program, and we're going to go teach that to kids this May. We're going to go teach that to kids in LA middle schools this May.
So make sure when you do launch your game, you come through here first, because we
I got you. Yeah, we're gonna launch them probably before June. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, I got you. I'll let you know. It's gonna be a fun game. I'll make sure of that. I can't play no boring games.
Yeah, of course not. The world spins too fast for that now. We get bored way too easy.
Yeah.
Any more questions for Marcus on NFTs? So Marcus, what kind of I know you mentioned OpenSea, but what kind of database? Is there a database that you use for this, or is just a program?
For like what, storing NFTs or creating them?
To create them.
Oh, so creating them is basically like, I don't know how to describe it. So create them, it takes a lot more than like what you expect, because you have to make contracts behind like each NFT on how you're going to sell it. So let's say, because I know the most popular one, everybody's seeing those like mutes and apes and stuff like that, like the ape collection. So that person, the people who made that, basically each one of those apes is not like personally designed. It's put into like an AI system where it randomizes what happens to a basic ape. So they put one image in of an ape, and then the AI pretty much goes in and just like puts anything random on it. So each one is different. So the ape collection has its own smart contract. Like for the ape collection, you need to have like certain criteria in that to buy the ape. You can't just like go in and just buy one, unless it's like one of the fake ones that people sell. That's another thing. They can't be duplicated, but if somebody decides to make one that looks exactly like it and change up like a couple things, they can, but it won't be exactly what your NFT is. And you own that image. You own that image pretty much. Like places like Robinhood, you don't technically own it. You just hold whatever you have. Like for Robinhood and stocks, you just hold that stock. You don't actually own the stock. That's why if you go to like an actual bank and trade stocks, you actually own that stock. But if you go to somewhere like Robinhood where you're just trading like penny stock, you don't actually own it. You're just holding it.
Mm.
Which is something I didn't know at first until all my friends, like all of us were like in the program. We was like, don't trade on places where like you're just holding the stock. It was like you want to go to somewhere where you can actually buy the stock. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, so like trading on actual banks and like places like OpenSea where you actually can own what you have is a little smarter than like trading like penny stocks.
Definitely. All
Yeah,
right.
so it's good.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus. Anyone else? I don't know if was your mom gonna come back or you
Oh, yeah,
just,
she's right here.
did you wanna keep getting answering questions or?
It don't matter to me. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll answer questions.
he knows both, so.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good.
Yeah, we're learning blockchain and like we're learning pretty much all of cryptocurrency right now. So that's why I know about it.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? Isabel, Sophia, Imari. Imari, now you know about NFTs.
If you wanted to sell an NFT or create one, how would you like promote it?
Promoting it. Honestly, I'd probably say the best idea right now is just going through like TikTok and just spamming videos of like your NFT, especially if you're making like one that's like really cool or has like a 3D design to it, which is a little harder, but you can also get a really big return on it because 3D and 4D NFTs sell for the most. So I'd probably say, yeah, promoting through just like TikTok. TikTok probably be the biggest social media platform, and also on OpenSea, like when you're like discovering them, like you'll see them. So if you get a lot of people to like upvote or like repost it, obviously, more people buy it. But honestly, yeah, TikTok probably be your biggest bet. That's literally how the ape collection got so popular. Like nobody really knew about it at first, but then you started seeing like one TikTok about it, and then you come down your For You page 2 weeks later, 3 TikToks about it, and then all of a sudden, all the top celebrities have a freaking ape. Yeah, TikTok could definitely be your biggest bet. TikTok and just social media in general. Even if you get your friends to promote it and they don't buy it, as long as they just like repost it and somebody else gets to see it, then that's
great. So we need to do TikTok, huh?
literally your biggest bet, man. Because I swear, as soon as we get our games off the ground, I'm going straight to TikTok and showing the game.
Just go. You know what? Because a lot of people are, a lot of us don't have 40,000 followers, right? So is TikTok like based on views or just people
That's
follow?
the great thing about TikTok. The For You page is so randomized that like you can have 25 followers and your post only getting 5 likes. But if somebody like is on like the same wavelength as you, it's going to end up on their For You page. Like
Ah,
so let's say you're both liking like the same mutual style things.
yes.
You're going to end up on the For You page whether you're famous or not.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
it's basically, it's like a algorithm that sends you to someone else's
Yeah.
that has a lot of followers that may like, they may be watching NFT TikToks, and then all of a sudden you put one out there and next thing you know, you have 40,000 followers, right? So
Like it's sort of like how Instagram, I don't know if you knew, but Instagram has like the Instagram For You page. It's aggressive. Like if you like 5 posts about like cars, you refresh the For You page, it's all cars. But on TikTok, it's like it's really like super random. Like you can blow up on TikTok in 2 weeks without knowing because you can post a video, post 10 other videos after that video, but that one video you posted 2 weeks ago can get on one person's For You page and get like shared, and then all of a sudden everybody's going to your page when they see it end up on like Instagram or something. So it's very lucky to draw a TikTok. Like anybody can get TikTok famous. It's honestly so random.
well, that's good in a way. I kind of like that.
It's really good. It's really good. It's so random.
Because all us old folks that's still on Facebook, it's about who you know, and and hopefully you might get to someone else's page, right? But
Yeah. And that's another thing. Facebook is also like Mark is getting to he already changed to Meta. So
Right.
they're going to also be having their Meta. It's going to go crazy. Basically, all you want to know.
Yeah, Meta I can see because I see some of the big
Yeah.
companies and corporations already gearing up to be in the metaverse, right? I didn't even understand what it all was until I stopped and I said, okay, what is this, right? So now I see it's more like a not like a a reality. Everybody kind of hangs out in there because I remember on New Year's, my daughter was telling me, she goes, yeah, I hung out in on a virtual thing, and she goes, yeah, I was at a party on New Year's. I don't have to go out or nothing like that, and I just hanging out talking to people. And I was like, what do you mean? But it's like actual people, but you're all there in the same space, and you really don't even know who those people are based because you can be a cartoon character or something like that.
Literally, you can be anybody you want to be.
Yeah, so she had more fun online than she would have in a physical spot. That's weird.
Yeah, because like even now, it's like I feel like Facebook's probably gonna be one of the first like social media companies to actually like try to mix it in. Like even though most people who use Facebook probably don't have VR headsets.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you do need one technically, but I feel like soon companies are going to start coming out with like way cheaper ones, like sub $50, where it's like you just plug up your phone. Even though you can, there is ones like that now, but they aren't super high quality. So I feel like companies are going to start coming out with like sub $50, sub $75 VR headsets, and then it's just going to be like everybody's going to be in the metaverse. Like you could be in the room with your cousin, and both of y'all can just have one headset.
Yeah, doing something else. I saw a movie like this once. It didn't turn out well.
Yeah. It was like it'd be so weird.
It is. It's gonna be a different world soon. I guarantee it.
Also,
go ahead.
People, we've already been like, this technology has already been getting used for like years now. It's just like it hasn't been used for like the general population. Like you got to really think about it. Like training for like the Air Force and stuff. Like they were already in these big VR simulators.
Right.
Like it's centers with like 20 simulators set up where they're all dogfighting each other in like little pods, and they're in like a virtual world. Like they basically playing like a really big expensive video game, but actually training for something. So it's like it can go into so many different job fields, especially trainings. Like if you're an underwater welder, someone they might just put you in a training where it's like you throw in a headset, they give you tools, and they got to see how you work without actually sending you on a job site and actually like risking your life going underwater or something like that.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, there isn't any more questions though.
Okay. Anybody else? Righty then.
I'll give the computer back to my mom.
All right. Well, if no one has any more questions for Marcus, unless Shenell, you're going to come back and talk a little bit, or
just if anyone has questions, mostly Marcus probably covered the fun things about.
Yes, of course.
And I thought that, I know government and banks and insurance companies part aren't all that entertaining. It's
not for the kids. It was for me. But yeah, so if they do not, Shenell is an ambassador to STEM, the STEM Station of Girls Club Foundation. So she's on our website. And Marcus is, of course, a member here every week. So if you guys have any questions, you know where to find them. Okay.
Yeah.
And